much real, and but yet there's a side of him that's so cut off that he's damaged, but he's still
What is
free.
Frontside? Basically, we're a record label staffed for hire.
We're essentially a record label that doesn't put out records.
I think he wants a description as well.
I woke up today feeling everything was strange. Next day, same thing, no better, no change. Cranes don't move, the clock ain't bored. I sit there watching ants drown and I ain't bored.
Frontside is basically a company that we started a few years ago to counteract what was happening in the music industry. So we came up with the idea sort of in the winter of 2002 when Napster was at its height. We really saw it as the rebirth of the music industry as opposed to a bad thing.
No matter how music is being delivered to people or how people are consuming music, they still need to find out about it somewhere. From traditional marketing to word of mouth and conversation with friends, we saw the promotion of music as something which was never going to go away.
Who we worked with? Lots of great bands.
Swollen Members, Josh Martinez.
Sum 41, Mastercraft, The White Stripes, Moby, Goldfrapp, Paul Van Dyke.
We've been very proud to work with a few acts that have essentially built from the ground up that we've been working with since the beginnings of their career. Metric and Death from Above. We started out with street marketing. We moved on to promoting some of these records in the clubs. We got to college radio and did very well at college radio. Their publicist was doing an amazing job. Everything came together, and then when we did go to commercial radio, both of these two acts took off. And it was just a neat validation for us to work on two projects like that, which we were really able to apply the Frontside theory to. Do the work. People will notice, bands will become successful.
The most notable thing from the last year has been our 2 #1 records at commercial radio. That's something that we're inherently incredibly proud of. We're out there competing with major labels, and we're still able to fight through as the indies and get #1 records at commercial rock radio. The 2 bands, Sum 41 and the Rack on Tours. With Sum 41, their single Pieces went #1 at 3 formats in Canada. And it's only the second time in Canadian BDS history that that's happened. And the first time was Nickelback, How You Remind Me. So one of the biggest songs of the century, and we were right up in behind it. If we're trying to break an artist from square one, we see it as a gauntlet, a series of tasks that you have to accomplish in order to get from A, which is a no-name band, to B, which is a successful musician and a career artist. So people call us and say, well, take my song to radio, make it a hit. Well, it's not that easy, which is why all of the other departments that we have developed.
Find yourself a girl and settle down. Live a simple life in a quiet town.
Jennifer Fritz was essentially Frontside's first team member. She came and joined Gary and I after previously working with us at Network and coming from a radio background. She had an interest in publicity and quickly became Frontside's first publicist. She's been here ever since and is one of the top publicists in the country now. She's our VP of Media Relations and handles all of our publicity nationwide. Mark Keston was somebody who was managing an act called Sweatshop Union at the time that Gary and I were just fans of. Mark came by the office one time to just hang out and chill with Gary and I, and I think he started work for us the next day, if I'm not mistaken. He's been here ever since, and now he's the VP of our management division and oversees everything we have to do with management. As far as the college radio position, we've had a few people that have worked college for us. You need to have a business mind in order to be able to fit in around here and work with Gary and I, but you also need to have a real passion for music and be able to sit down and talk with college radio programmers. It's a difficult balance to find in somebody, and Richard Bailey, who we call Rick Dick here around the office, is exactly that guy. Craig Larson is our head of National Street Promotions.
He gives out for free.
That's right. Craig runs a national street team of about 50 people that we have across the country and has to manage all of them to ensure that when a client comes to us and says, I got 10,000 posters that need to be up around the country, Craig breaks them out, gets them out to the right reps for the job, makes sure that everything goes up, gets photos back, builds reports for our clients.
The reason we're in the music business is because it's built on fun. Our boardroom has a fireplace, a big screen TV, a huge stereo, a couch, and a big comfy chair. That's our boardroom. That's kind of the way we go. We don't sit around a big table and yell at the speakerphone.
Do you own a suit yet?
I'm getting one soon, one day.
My favorite situation.
When online viral marketing first came around and we were presented it by a couple marketing companies, We saw right through what they were talking about. When you talk to some of these guys, they'll say, oh yeah, we're great, we're on the message boards and we're talking about the artists and we're doing all this stuff. But anybody that grew up not knowing what it's like to not have the internet can see right through all that stuff. Some 40-year-old guy sitting at his desk typing, have you heard the new so-and-so album? It is great, you should purchase it at HMV for $14.99. We all know that you don't read that stuff, and kids can see right through it. People are saying, oh, I'm gonna get the bloggers to write about it. You can't get a blogger to write about anything. Bloggers are gonna write about whatever they wanna write about. It's their blog. But what we can do is make sure if they're writing an article about Sum 41, that we've got a great couple of pictures that are available nice and easy on a Flickr site or wherever. They can just go grab, boom. It makes their site look better. It's using an image that we want to portray of the band, and it's done instantaneously. Make their lives easier, they're gonna wanna write about our bands. It really is becoming a global industry out of this little house on 16th Avenue in Vancouver.
It was so important to us when we started Frontside was that we wanted to be able to choose the records that we worked on. We wanted to be able to choose the people that we work with.
We're in a really great place where we can work with artists we really like and really believe in, and that passion comes across when we're talking to radio or press or anyone. You know, we're working with music that we really believe in, and when we're driving home at night, we're listening to our records. That's what we do, and we're really proud of that. And we're really lucky that way. We're one of the few music industry companies that can actually say 100% we like all the music that we work with.
Ultimately, that's what's most important, I think.
Me. The next morning, I'll never forget, I walked into Jeff's office. He's sitting at his desk, looks up. So, we gonna? It's like, you don't have the guts. You don't have the guts. Yeah? Well, I dare you to quit your job. I dare you to quit your job. I dare you to rent an office. I dare you to rent an office. The next thing we knew, we were sitting in our little Yaletown office with my home iMac, you know, the green, remember the green R2D2 iMac? And
my portable phone
Jeff's
from home.
cordless phone from home, sitting there. And I remember at one point it was like 11 o'clock on the first day. We sat there and the phone hadn't rung all morning because we have no customers. We don't have anything. And I just kind of walked into Jeff's office like, so, wanna go for lunch?